Okay, this video is going to be all about bridge coin. So taking a look here, it is BCO on CoinMarketCap. Something to be careful of if you're looking for this. This is not the BCO on EtherDelta. I think that one's Banana Coin. Those are two very different things. Um, bridge coin is a decentralized exchange. And something else I really like about it is it's actually software you're downloading on your computer. It's actually software. You would download it here, and it looks like this. It's an actual program you open up and run. This isn't something you're connecting to through your browser. You have control of all your private keys. You can log into, I think, any of the other BitShares network accounts with your crypto bridge login credentials, which is also pretty cool. And it's a really neat program. It's run very fast and effective for me so far. I haven't had any trouble with performance issues or anything like that on it. It is one of the truly decentralized exchanges. DEX is the abbreviation you'll see people using, uh, referring to these sorts of things. And the main point of this here is I want to explain a little bit about how I would actually go about valuing a coin like this. BCO is the crypto bridge is the exchange. BCO is the native token on the exchange, and the BCO token, it earns 50% of the revenue of the exchange. It's really meant to be a decentralized and community-owned project. So it's running on BitShares blockchain. That's I think they call it graphene blockchain protocol they use, and it does run very fast. Same thing powers Steam, and EOS is going to be the next iteration of this sort of technology, I think. The EOS people were the ones who developed BitShares and Steam prior to that also. So some relevant information here, we can go look at CoinMarketCap. They can send you to the website. They can show you a broad market overview of what it's trading at, everywhere between $5 and $7 right now. Social media tab, you can see they're very active, and they're also very professional in how they approach it. That's something I like about CryptoBridge. They're adding new coins very frequently, so they're expanding their market and trading pairs nearly every day. We have 27 million coins, $6.50 at the moment. It gives it a market cap of 177 million for the total project, which is good enough for ranking it 122 of all the cryptocurrencies and digital assets here listed on CoinMarketCap. Something very important when you're going to try to assign a value to a coin like this, it's based off the exchange volume and the trading fees that generate. So you look at the exchange volume, about 2.5 million per day, which is small in the whole crypto exchange world, but these things can grow very fast. So that's not necessarily bad right now. That means you have a chance to catch it before it hits a huge run up and is valued as highly as it would be valued if something like this got discovered and started getting very, very good constant volume. Looking here, you can see not all, but most of the trading pairs offered on the exchange. And when you get payouts, you are actually getting your dividends paid in all of these altcoins. So if you look at my CryptoBridge account here, under my balances, I've gotten one payout so far. I think I've been using this a few weeks. They pay out every 2 weeks. So 9 days ago, I got my first payout from my test run using the exchange and the BCO token. So you can see I'm getting little small pieces of all of the different altcoins they trade on their exchange. That's something I like a lot. That's a very good investment vehicle, especially for the cryptocurrency world where you have new projects starting all the time and new tokens that are going to be way undervalued until everybody finds them and starts investing in them. So this is a chance to get a few pennies here and there of all these tokens, but if you project that out over the course of a year, and if you project that out with the growth that I think the digital asset markets will see, that could end up being very significant. And that's something I really like. KuCoin and Koss are similar concepts, although those aren't a decentralized exchange. You would have to go on through their servers and connect through your web browser. The crypto bridge has a big step up on those two as far as being decentralized and letting users control their own assets. This right here is a look at their user interface. And all of these exchanges take a little bit of getting used to. You got to understand what you're looking at, what everything means. Over here is the individual markets, so you can go BCO to Litecoin, HTML to Litecoin, BCO to ZNY, whatever that one is. I have looked through a lot of these coins they offer here, just giving them a real cursory overview. And they do have some interesting stuff available here. So I'm going to be diving into that next and really looking at what sort of gems could be hidden in here. So you have your general markets over here. You have market history over here. You got your sell order if you want to sell BCO, buy order if you want to buy BCO. Here's the order book so you can see what orders are available if you want to take up one of those. And then you have your charts, all your indicators. Some drawing tools if you want to draw out your Fibonacci lines or trend lines or anything like that. And I don't trade too much, so I'm not too familiar with what all these are supposed to do or how they're supposed to function, but it does have them here for those of you who like to get into the more technical and charting aspects of all this. Real easy deposit, withdraw, user interface and all that. You really just copy your address there and send it to it, and this one works very fast from my own experience. Staking is something, it's a little bit different than the KuCoin or Koss exchanges. Staking here, you actually have to pay a fee to keep your coins deposited, which that's that's specific to the BitShares network. So CryptoBridge is running on the BitShares blockchain. It has to follow all those rules. And it's really easy to do, though. You go and you put the amount of your BCO coins you want to stake. It has options here for how long you want to stake them. 1 month, that's a zero bonus right there, which means you're only getting 50% of the fees. 3 months, you get a 20% bonus. 6 months, you get a 50% bonus. 12 months, you get a 100% bonus, which means you would be getting 100% of the fees relative to your BCO holdings. And I can show you how to calculate all that stuff out right now. So here's a little bit of a valuation study I've been doing for the project. And this is just something I like to do so I can get some sort of idea what this coin is worth and what it could be worth depending on how fast it grows and how fast the cryptocurrency markets in general grow. So the relevant information we start with is token supply. That's something you'll need to do all these calculations. We got 27 million total, and these were mined before the exchange opened live, which is kind of interesting way to do it. So the exchange is actually owned by people who are mining these tokens in the start. Current daily volume, right around 2.5 million. I started this a few days ago, but it's relatively the same right there. So just to use round numbers and get the ballpark estimates we're looking for, 2.5 million is what we'll use for current volume. Exchange fees, 0.2%. And you're going to go through and use these three numbers to find out how much your coins are worth and how much the dividends will be paying out. A little bit of price history. Again, I did this a couple days ago, so 625 was the price then. We're close to that right now, 650. Current daily earnings for the exchange. So how I got this number, you get a calculator out, and you say the exchange is doing 2.5 million in volume a day times 0.002, which is the 0.2% fee they charge on each trade. That shows you the exchange. The whole exchange is earning $5,000 a day right now. To find out what the dividend would be, you would look at this and say $5,000 a day if you want to project it out like this over the course of a year, multiply by 365. And then the coins are only earning 50% of this at base value. So divide by 2, and your coins would be drawing from a dividend pool of $912,000 at the moment. That's with only the current 2.5 million daily volume. So you would divide that by 27 million. That's the total coin supply. And you can see that base value, every coin would be earning about a little over 3 cents. And now, for a project like this, I am not going to be interested in just investing for 1 month or 2 months or anything like this. This is something I'm going to want to use the 12-month staking bonus. So we're right around 7 cents, a little bit under. But using that bonus, each coin would be getting 7 cents over the course of a year right now. Here's where it gets fun, because we know the cryptocurrency industry is growing very quickly. It's only a few years old. This project in particular is only a couple months old. And so we're trying to figure out or estimate how much is it going to grow, because that's really where the value is going to be. If something like this, you weren't expecting it to grow at all, it would be very overpriced right now. Each coin earning you 7 cents. That would be about a fair value of $1.90 per coin. So if you're expecting it not to grow at all, then you're going to want to look elsewhere. This isn't something you're going to get a fair price at right now. I am pretty confident exchanges like this and CryptoBridge in particular, because it is a very interesting and very valuable investment vehicle. It's basically like owning a mutual fund that earns you little pieces of dozens and dozens of different altcoins. And a lot of those altcoins are going to increase in value very rapidly once they get adopted and used more. So if you think the exchange is going to grow in volume 10 times, which would be 25 million, that's something very doable. Look over here at some other exchanges, and right now 2.5 million would put it in the top 75. If you think it's going to grow 10 times and get up to 25 million daily volume, that's good enough to put it top 40 right now, which is nothing to sneeze at. If you think it can hit 40 times growth, which would put it right around 100 million, take a look over here, and that's good enough to put it in top 25. And a lot of these are some very big and popular exchanges once you start getting up to this level. CryptoBridge definitely has that potential. Like I say, they are decentralized. You get to keep all the private keys to your coins and account. Your account's good all throughout the BitShares network. And it's actually software you have on your computer. There's no third party you have to sign in through or anything like that. No your customer requirements, no registrations. You sign up, create an account, and you get your keys. That's something I really like. It's not saying something like KuCoin and COS aren't going to be good and popular. They definitely have their place, but cryptocurrency was meant to be decentralized, and it was meant to be user controlled to the greatest extent possible. That's something that's really important, and I hope things like this catch on and grow in popularity and use, because that was the whole point of Bitcoin. Peer-to-peer, decentralized way of trading value. All right, going back to our calculations here. So I include the 12-month staking bonus, which gives you double the 50%. That's the base value. And just a little range here of if something's going to be growing 10 times what it is now, if BCO is going to grow to 10 times the volume it has now, it's going to be spitting out 68 cents per coin yearly. If it grows to that 100 million a day mark, which would be 40 times growth, then we're talking about 270 per coin over the course of a year. Now we have to get into the speculative part, because as I mentioned, we're getting little pieces of all of these coins as our dividend. And as anybody knows, the cryptocurrency markets, they don't stay static. They are very volatile, and they grow very quickly. They crash very quickly. And you have a lot of options to choose from here. So there's going to be a handful that get you those 1,000, 10,000% gains. And just to stay conservative, we're going to have two different variables for our growth factor here. If the cryptocurrency markets in general are relatively calm this year, which I think is a very conservative stance to take, and say just 20% growth on the year, you would have to add this 20% growth factor to these estimates we get from current volume, 10 times volume growth, 40 times volume growth. If you're more optimistic on the cryptocurrency markets and you say, well, I think they're going to grow on average 150% this year, we'll add this high-end growth factor to those same numbers there. And now when I'm trying to figure out the price of a point or of a coin, I say 8.5% yield over the year would be about a fair dividend. So if something's going to be yielding 270, that would mean a coin price of around $31 would be just about fair value. You could buy coins at $31 each and everything else staying stable. You would get 8.5% return over the course of the year. So looking here, if we say no exchange growth and cryptocurrency markets in general only grow 20% a year, we're going to say about $1 a coin is the floor of what BCO can do. And so that's quite a big bit it can drop there if it does experience no growth, and if cryptocurrency markets in general experience no growth, that coin price is going to drop down to about $1, I think, somewhere in that range. If we hit 10 times growth, and if cryptocurrency markets grow significantly more than 20%, we're looking at more like a $20 coin price. Now, if we hit that high estimate of $100 million a day, which I do believe is doable over the course of the year, and if the cryptocurrency markets hit 100%, 150% yearly growth, we're looking at a coin price closer to $80 for something like Bridgecoin based on what it pays out. That right there gives you a market cap right around 2.1 billion, which that would put it, let's see, that would put it top 20 of all cryptocurrencies. And that's something I think is possible. We've seen a lot of other coins grow in similar manners there. And I do really like Crypto Bridge and the actual functionality and use of the exchange here. So once more people start finding out about something like this, again, it's only 3 or 4 months old, and it doesn't seem like it had a real big advertising campaign prior to now. They seem to be trying to get their name out there more now. So all signs are pointing up for something like this. And something else I want to stress before I close out here, I'm doing things like this to get a real broad, general ballpark view of what something like this is worth. I want to know the floor of $1, which there's your risk right there. If you buy at $6.50, you could end up losing down to that much. But I also want to know some ceiling, trying to assign realistic variables as far as the cryptocurrency market growth and crypto bridge specific exchange growth. So I want to know how much it could be worth, which that $80 there is realistic over the course of a year, maybe 18 months. And the biggest thing here, and why I recommend stuff like this, is you keep control of your own keys. That's what cryptocurrency is meant to be, and those sorts of things are possible now. You don't have to rely on third parties to give you access to the exchange. You get the software on your computer, get your internet connection, and you have access to things like this. That's very important, and that's very powerful. That's one of the ways cryptocurrency is changing our means of economy and trading value and investing. So I hope this was useful, and we'll talk to everyone later.